What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be playing EMBERWARD. They just had a new update recently and added a new map, so I wanted to give it a try and show it off for you guys. This game is a tower defense game where you have to build out the arena with Tetris pieces and defend a fire in the center. So let's get into it. And I have played this game a few times before, so I'm just going to go on normal mode and we're going to try out that new map. How this game works is you start at your village and you get to choose what kind of fire you have and the character that you want to play as. My favorite is Chunk the Builder. He gets mega runes, which basically doubles or triples the size of your Tetris pieces, but he also has this special thing where it's called the Blessed Chisel, and your blocks can ignore obstacles. Now, normally you would have to place them strategically. You can only place them down in certain directions or certain ways. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to fit them. But with him, you can place them basically anywhere, and it's super duper useful. So I'm going to make sure I pick him, and you can also choose your fire. My favorite is the Demon Flame, because what happens is if the monsters get too close to your fire source, it will start shooting at them, and if it kills enough monsters, it will actually level up and do more damage the more monsters it kills. Next, we go to the Academy, where we get to pick our first relic and our towers, and what I like to do is look up here in the corner where our relics are, just so we can maybe pick better towers for what relics we have. So right here we have the Ring of Shattered Ice. When arcane damage hits a chilled monster, it deals an extra 30% ice damage shared amongst monsters within 3 tiles. So what we want to do is we want to look and see if we have an arcane tower and an ice tower together, which we do. So that's a bonus, and we could look here and say, okay, if we pick this loadout, we can pick this relic. Now, Wealth Vault, this is one of the best relics you can get. At the start of each round, you earn interest equal to 10% of your current gold up to 100 gold. Gold is how you place your towers and how you can spawn them to better protect your fire. I'm really tempted to take Wealth Vault, but Ring of Shattered Ice looks very good. So let's take this tower pack. And now these come up, and here's my Ring of Shattered Ice. So now we have our loadout to start, and the more that we play, the more towers I will get down here in the bottom left. So I want to take a look and see what kind of rewards I can get the more that I play. I really like getting more relics because they are exceptionally advantageous to have. It looks like if I go down the left-hand side, I can get 2 relics pretty quick, and I have some quests here to give me extra rewards. Yep, I can follow this along and get even more relics the whole way through. Because I chose this one has a challenge associated with it. And look at that, the Wealth Vault, the one relic I was trying to figure out if I wanted to grab or not, is right there. So what I have to do is build 5 or more 2x2 towers. Now I only have one 2x2 tower, but if I complete this within the time frame of this mission, I get this extra relic as well. So I think I'm going to click on that and just try my best to be able to do that. Now, the 2x2 tower I have is the giant dice tower. So what happens is at the beginning of every round, it rolls a random number between 1 and 20, and it will do that amount of damage. So what I think I'm going to do is try and get that down as soon as possible, and it shows that I'm only going to get attacked from this one angle. So usually these enemies aren't too scary, so I think I might just let my fire try and kill them and leave the giant dice tower close enough that it will do the damage, but also let the fire try and kill what's there. The other fun thing that I didn't get to show is these new charging stations. What happens is that you need to use your blocks to take the charge to different equipment. So right here we have a gold furnace. So if you power it for the first time, I gain 15 gold, and while powered, I earn 30 gold at the end of each turn. And it looks like there's a block factory as well. When powered for the first time, you receive 1 random block card. While powered, your maximum hand size increases by 1 at the start of each turn. You gain another random block card. Interesting. So you see here, I start with 5 blocks. If I get this powered with any of these blocks, if I were to say drag these along, see how they're all powered. If I get those over to here, I get extra blocks in my hand. And this is where I can show off my character, Chunk the Builder. Normally, you would have to have your blocks placed in a way that is within the walls. You can't place them anywhere else. You have to have them correct. You can rotate them, do whatever you need to, but you can't place them on the already placed obstacles. Now with Chunk the Builder, I can place them anywhere and they just fit. So I'm going to try and build a little bit of a maze for these monsters to have to go through. I think I'm going to place my first block down here and put my first 2x2 tower over here just to try and protect it for whenever the other monsters want to come in. And let's just do a little block here to make them go through this little notch here, and I'm going to put my frost tower in here to slow them down, and then whenever I have enough money, I'm going to put my arcane towers with it, so that way I can use my relic, my ring of shattered ice. So let's get it started. And here they come. So we're going to slow them down, and here we go. There you go, my dice tower just barely got them. And here comes my fire coming in, getting kills. So if it gets 5 kills, it will go up to 2 damage. Oh, it looks like I got a treasure chest. What did I get? So in treasure chests, you can get extra block cards and coins and even these bonuses for towers. So I'm looking at this. I kind of want more coins so I can keep building bigger and bigger towers. So I'm going to take the coins and I get a greater damage boost on one of these cards. So as you can see, I pulled more cards from my deck every turn, and I got the 2 extra cards from that chest. So it looks like it's going to be in my better interest to put this down, get my arcane tower in here behind, so it will do the extra damage for the frost tower. Then I'm going to leave this open so I can build the other giant dice tower. So here we go. And as you can see, the arcane tower is doing extra damage while these are frosted. I see the little 2 pop up whenever it hits it, and my flame is getting some more. There it goes, damage +1, so now every time it hits something it does 2. And the more damage it does, the more it'll kill, hopefully, and we'll get better and better. So what's going to be better is if I make more of like a little maze for these. So I'm going to try and get them to stay away as long as possible. And just try and force them into a funnel here where I can do a ton of damage to them. So here we go, and now I'm just going to try and fill in what I can with what I have. And because I have Chunk the Builder, I can place these down and not have to worry about where they're going. Just like that. And just fill in what I can, and I'm going to start placing down a bunch of towers to try and fill out my 2x2, because I'm on wave 3 of 6 already. So here we go. And it looks like my towers are doing tons of damage. So you can see on the top of these dice towers, that's the amount of damage they're going to be doing. We'll just speed this up a little bit because I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. There we go. So this turn, I'm just going to finish out my challenge and build the 2x2 towers. So we're going to throw one more here and one right here. Now next turn I'm going to fill in and try and get more use out of my shattered ice and put more frost towers down and more arcane towers. And it looks like if I do this right, I can almost make it to my gold tower over here. There we go. The problem now is that these other enemies want to go all the way around, and I really want them to go through here. So I'm going to draw a card and see if I can force them down into here. And it looks like with this XL piece, that will force them down in here. So it basically makes it so that it's longer for them to get through here. So they will take the shortest path possible to be able to make it to the fire. Now I'm going to reinforce this side a little bit more just because it's so short on the next turn whenever I get more cards. And maybe make it a little bit further from that for them. So block off here so they have to walk up and around. And it looks like we're getting a little bit more difficult of enemies. Yeah, they're making it pretty far in, but luckily my towers have decent damage. And I'm curious what... Oh, there we go. Another damage on my fire. And that'll actually track into the next mission. So it'll start with 3 damage on my next turn. Now, we have a ton of money. Let's see what kind of upgrades we can get. So the dice will be re-rolled at the end of each round. So I think for the ones that I'm under, like this number 4, I'm going to upgrade it so that it rolls again the next time something comes up. And now I can push them down in here more and get some frost towers and my arcane towers. And like I said, I'm going to try and push these guys up as far as I can so that they have to go around more. And we're going to do the same thing where we throw more frost towers on it and some more arcane towers. Here we go. And I'm doing tons of damage with these. Uh-oh, they're getting kind of close here. Another treasure chest. Let's see what we get. Well, I don't have any fire towers, so it doesn't really make sense for me to do this. I don't have any electrical towers either, so I think we might pass on this one. But Arcane Blast, that sounds like a fun one. So let's get this, and let's throw that on our best roll 20. Oh my, look at all the treasure chests. Well, I think it might just be best. Oh, here we go, an arcane boost tile. We have an arcane tower, so let's grab that. And another chest. More coins and some damage. Let's take that. Let's throw that here, get our damage boost and explosion tile. So anything killed by the tower that's on this will explode and cause fire damage. Ooh, very cool. Let's also throw this bad boy up here. Get some more arcane damage. So that'll boost this specifically because it's an arcane tower. So instead of doing the normal 6 damage, it does 15 damage. So let's throw some more ice towers just to help because they were getting pretty close up here. Just fill in, use some more of my money. And yeah, I think that should be good. Let's just fill in what we can and let's crack at her on our final wave. Throw some more bonuses on here just because it's the final wave, and it looks like we have a couple big guys coming through. Oh my, oh my, oh me, oh my. Here they come. Uh-oh, that hurt. That really hurt. Oh no! Well, it seems like this is quite difficult. I was not expecting that. Well, I guess I'll have to give this a try another time, but that is much harder than the other maps. Well, that was way more difficult than I was expecting. I guess I'll have to give that another try. If you guys enjoyed, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see me try that again, let me know. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe.